Morning folks, this is Duncan from overlandrider.com and we're going to do our third little video today because we've got a break in the sunshine, or a break in the weather rather. So we've got a little bit of sunshine for a change. It's so shocking I can barely pronounce it, but we've had 2 or 3 weeks now where the weather has just been absolutely rubbish, and I hate doing reviews inside, so videos like this I just wait until the weather breaks. Now you are probably wondering, what the hell is that on the back of his bike? Looks like some kind of a robot on the back there now, and I suspect you're thinking to yourself, what in the hell has he done this time? Well, what I wanted was the ability to carry some extra fuel, water, liquid, whatever it was I needed. And I bought one of these small 5-litre fuel cans, and usually they're in black. Very difficult to find a fuel can in black because I think by UK law, I believe they're supposed to be manufactured in red, but you can get them in black. It's just a bit of a pain to get hold of them, but once you have, they do look quite good. And I'm not really a big fan of having a huge red thing on the back of my bike standing out like a sore thumb, so I got these. The problem was where to fit them. I thought to myself, well, originally they were going to be put here on the crash bar, but when I kind of put them on there and took a look back, it really did make it really quite bulky at the front, and I wasn't very keen on it. So they went on the shelf for a bit whilst I racked my brains, and eventually I came up with this idea. So this is my prototype, if you like. So these are now simply attached either side of the top box. You'll remember in another video, there is a video about this top box that I modified. It's a Pelicase style case for photography, and I modified it to be a kind of a low profile top box, and it's worked brilliantly. We put a rack on the top there which allows me to load some light stuff on there. And inside, you can see there, I've created this kind of a curtain here which allows me to put some small fiddly stuff in there that doesn't have to flap around then all around the case, and I can just separate things. So that's worked out really, really well. But putting cans on the side was a slightly different ball game and needed a bit more of a rethink. So what I ended up doing, it was something quite simple really. We used HDPE plastic, and it's 12mm sheeting, and you can see that piece of 12mm sheeting effectively reinforces the inside of the case, because I wasn't going to trust that this case would be quite strong enough to support these canisters if they were full and actually had 5 litres of fuel or water in them. So simply all we've done, again, there is a second piece of 12mm sheet in there, exactly the same size in on both sides, and that had to be put there because there is basically a 12mm gap here. So because of that lip on the top, that creates a gap between the can itself and the side of the case. So you need a 12mm sheet in there, another 12mm sheet in there, and I think that, well, it's absolutely rock solid. I could probably lift the bike using that can. These rubber little bits here, which you can see, they just lift up, which allow me to quickly get back at the bolts. But the reason I put them on there is quite simply just to protect equipment from the metal bolts. So they just push back down, and if I need to get to the bolts, I can just lift those flaps up, and they're back and accessible. So that's really it. Now you might be thinking, I'll probably bet you there's 20 people right now sat here watching this video going, do you know what, Duncan, you're going to get up in the morning and you're going to take a nice swig of petrol out of the wrong can. I have thought about that, believe it or not. There is a brain in there somewhere. So what I've done is, on each side there is a sticker, a little Yamaha decal, if you like. That one's red. Red denotes fuel, and that's why we've got that fuel bottle on the opposite side to the exhaust. Not really necessary, to be honest with you. It's not that close. They're not close enough to the exhaust to bother, but I just decided to do it. And on this side, you'll see there is a blue decal, and that denotes water, so you can't make a mistake. Now, these ones here are locking. They will lock straight on, and all you do is twist and pull that one out. Put that on the side. And then these ones, literally, they just, if I can put it on quite tight, but these ones then just simply unscrew like this, and pull that one off. And once you've taken that out, the can will just lift off. And what you're left with, now because that's not too obnoxious looking, and it's not you know, it's not dangerous, it can be left like that. If you want to, you can just leave your cans in the garage when you're not using them, and you've just then got the top box with a little bit of plastic sticking out the side. I personally, this actually looks, I think in videos and photos, it actually looks a lot bigger than it is, but actually it's really not a problem at all. So we just plonk that back on there. So in other words, what I'm saying is I just leave these on the bike. I don't mind them at all. They don't get in my way. Easy to get on and off. So it clicks into place, and then you just plop that back like that, and it's now locked. This one cannot be undone, and this one is all secured again. So absolutely great. I think when I get to a campsite, I mean, I use petrol for my stove, and we need water as well. So this should be really ideal when you're on a campsite there. I can quickly take that one bottle off, fill it with water, and I've got water, and I've got fuel here, 5 litres of fuel if I need it. If I run out on the road, I've got an extra 5 litres of fuel. If not, I can use this can for fuel for the stove, instead of having to try and siphon it out of the bike itself. So there we go. Do they sit high? Not really. Do they sit too far back? No, they're not. They're on the luggage part there. I've ridden with it. I've ridden with them with fuel in, or with water in rather, and absolutely no problem whatsoever. So there we go. Interesting little concept. I don't know whether there's going to be an interest in this from other people. If there was an interest, it could possibly be a kit which I could quite easily put together, and people could purchase it if they wanted to, but we just have to see if there's any interest or not. Quite frankly, for me, I'm happy just to have it as it is, and happy to use it myself. So that is my top rack and fuel carrying system, prototype if you like, all in place. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you found it fun. Well, either you thought it was interesting or you're just lying on the floor laughing at the moment, but either way, if you did find it amusing or interesting, then please give us a subscribe, hit the like button, let us know you're enjoying some of these videos, and we'll continue to do them. So Duncan from overlandrider.com. Thank you. Bye bye.